Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I apologize that I am literally in bed in my robe, but I'm not particularly well today and really haven't left bed in the last few days. I don't think it's anything serious. I think it's related to some long-term health difficulties of mine, but yeah, this rant's gonna happen from bed. As to the rather dramatic eye makeup, it's because I was participating in a witchy selfie thing, and Yun was kind enough to literally bring my makeup to me in bed so that I could participate. So yeah, that's the why am I wearing a robe but then like a full face of makeup? But that's not the point of today's rant. Today's rant is about how the New Age movement and the wellness movement have made the pandemic worse and will likely continue making the pandemic worse, and how they may actually have rather a large death toll attached to their movement, which in my personal opinion they already had a death toll attached to their movement. Now it's just bigger. But before you go, wait a second, I thought that you all were an interfaith organization and that you were very careful not to call out any particular faith, culture, tradition, spiritual path, walk of life, or religion. Well, we were, but in order to form a legally recognized seminary, we had to pick a religion, and we did. Particularly, we picked the religion of witchcraft. And our version of witchcraft is that it is inherently political, and our version is adversarial. So look forward to more content explaining what I mean by all of that coming up. But even though this may lose me quite a few followers to our channel, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this massive problem that I've been seeing. And by talk about, I mean I'm going to rant about it. I'm going to try to do so coherently, but the rage may overtake me. We'll see how I do. So to start with, I just want to say that I do know that it is very easy to fall for misinformation online right now. Misinformation is dressed up in hashtags that seem genuine and caring, like hashtag save the children. It's like a virus in and of itself, and radicalization can happen to anyone. I also want to clarify that it isn't every single New Age person, every single person in the wellness community online that I'm calling out in this particular rant. It is one style of sort of New Age, wellness, health geared social media person who's participating in community-wide conspiracy theories and misinformation campaigns that I'm calling out here. And I've kind of talked about this on our channel before, wherein I have a major problem with people saying, come off your medication and rely on crystals, rely entirely on herbs, rely on yoga and walks in nature and trips to the ocean. And I've ranted about it before, so sort of just insert rant here that Sanctum believes in science, and we believe in expertise. We believe in peer-reviewed research. We support people doing what works for them. If you got better with mental, physical, emotional health, you know, practicing mindfulness and taking long walks on the beach, fantastic, that's amazing, but not everybody can, and not every condition can be treated that way. And if you were telling someone to, say, for example, come off their cancer medication and rely upon crystal healing instead, I think you're a terrible person, and I think there's blood on your hands, and I think you're gonna kill whoever listens to you. I have a major issue with it, and unfortunately I've encountered a lot of it in the herbalism community in particular. So let's talk about what I've been seeing online over the last not quite a year. So it started with the spreading of rampant misinformation as to how to prevent the spread of COVID-19. I actually did a rant on it at the time, but there was a lot of misinformation. The one that got to me the most was a meme that circulated through various witchcraft communities that I'm part of, that smoke cleansing with white sage would kill the virus in the air, citing a study about how some smoke cleansing can kill bacteria in the air. The study that it was citing is actually studying Ayurvedic herbs that in smoke cleansing in small spaces have been shown to remove certain kinds of bacteria from the air. That's not white sage. That's only in very specific controlled circumstances, and it's a bacteria, not a virus. They're not the same thing. Then there was a lot of posts about like, take this herb or that herb and it will prevent you from getting COVID, or it will cure COVID. And none of those things actually prevented or cured the COVID-19. No. Nope. And they were telling people, don't go to the doctor, do this instead. So those people, A, may have died, and B, were potentially infecting other people while allowing a virus to mutate in their bodies instead of going and addressing it with allopathic medicine the way that someone should. But then the talk of a potential antiviral treatment relying on stem cell research started. And whoo, boy, did that bring out the particular intersection between the wellness community and the anti-choice community, specifically from like midwifery groups and doula groups. I was not aware how many anti-choice people there were in the midwife community until they started talking about stem cell antiviral treatments. Wow. Wow. And boy, was there a lot of misinformation in what they were spreading. Like, I really should start screenshotting these posts so that when I go on rants, it just pops up on the screen so that you can just be like, what the fuck with me? Because I feel like I need people to what the fuck with me. Right. Then the talk about a vaccine started. And these same new age and wellness communities started spreading broad misinformation campaigns about how vaccination works, and about relying on herd immunity so that we didn't have to work with big pharma. Here's the thing. The vaccine wasn't actually rushed. It wasn't. A vaccine for a zoonotic coronavirus of some kind has been in works for a very long time. It just had to be adjusted to a specific zoonotic coronavirus. Because COVID-19 is one in a long list of zoonotic coronaviruses, and likely not to be the last one in our lifetime to be spread as either an epidemic or a pandemic. It wasn't the first one in our lifetime either. So it's just a matter of tweaking it to the specific zoonotic coronavirus, just like will likely have to happen again later this year, because the vaccine that has been developed will likely have to be tweaked again because people will refuse to take it and the virus will continue mutating. Why will they refuse to take it? Because of a broad spread misinformation campaign about vaccines, about the dangers of vaccines, that is based in nonsense. Easily disproven nonsense. And not only nonsense, but ableist nonsense, really bad ableist nonsense, wherein these people say, well, it causes autism. As someone on the spectrum, I must say that I am horrified at how many people would rather their children and their family members of all other ages be dead rather than be on the spectrum. Because that's what you're saying. You would rather risk them dying than risk them being on the spectrum, except that vaccines don't cause people to be on the spectrum. That's not how that works. And before anyone says, oh, but scary chemicals, you're made of scary chemicals, you should look up the list. Everything is made of scary chemicals, except for the things that aren't made up of chemicals. But
everything that you interact with on a regular basis.
You should look up the chemical components in an apple. Here's the thing. As this misinformation spread and claimed whole swaths of Facebook and Reddit and Instagram, it merged with a far-right conspiracy theory community, wherein they were essentially saying that the virus was some kind of a deep state fraud that was perpetuated to strip freedoms from a population and create a bunch of easily controlled, easily manipulated sheeple, would be microchipped so that all their movements could be tracked. Here's the thing. A, you already carry a microchip everywhere you go, and it tracks everything you do. It's listening all the time. You're carrying a smartphone. Additionally, there aren't any microchips in the vaccine. It's completely unnecessary for them to microchip you with a vaccine when all of your data is freely available on the sites you are literally logging into to spread those conspiracy theories from, like Facebook. But additionally, this merged into this idea that there was this deep state conspiracy to keep the Democrats in power, except that Trump was in office at the time, so that didn't make a lick of sense. But also, this started merging into the QAnon conspiracies, and you suddenly saw these two communities meet that are very prevalent, unfortunately, in online magical circles right now. One being the white, cis, male magical practitioner, whether they're part of, you know, Aleister Crowley's brands of magic, Thelema, whether they're part of Odinism, whether they're part of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, or whether they're Q shamans, merging with these alt-right wellness women, and creating whole new scary conspiracy theories about how the virus worked, about whether the virus was actually a fraud perpetuated by a Jewish person because these people are virulently anti-Semitic. And all of this started to be this white nationalist, white supremacist, conspiracy theory laden online conspiracy cult. And it's still out there, where I'm seeing these magical practitioners, these spiritual practitioners from the New Age movement, from Thelema, from Golden Dawn, from Odinism, spreading some really scary things that are absolutely making the pandemic worse. Because every person out there refusing to wear a mask, refusing to wash their hands 5 times a day the way they should be washing their hands, refusing to shower before they leave their house, refusing to social distance, refusing to give up their fun times with their friends out in the mountain, painting themselves with, not the point. They're giving the virus more bodies to mutate in, more bodies to spread with, and they're spreading this misinformation, which then gets more people, and now we have a death toll. I'll try and put exactly the death toll as of right now when I post this video in below me, and I absolutely find them partially responsible. Absolutely. I think that there is a death toll attached to their misinformation campaigns, to the conspiracy theories that they perpetuate, and I'm so scared moving forward that even as we take steps like the vaccinations, that their mentality is going to be as contagious as the virus. And it's going to spread, and it's going to mean that more people will die because they won't go get the vaccine, because they won't get their kids vaccinated, because they'll try to talk their friends and family out of it, and because conspiracy theories make you feel like you belong to a special club. And the more people try to talk you out of them, the more they try to prevent you from spreading them, the more they try and confront you with facts, the more you feel alienated and othered and distant from the world around you, and the deeper you fall in. A lot of these wellness bloggers, they didn't start out in the far right white nationalist community, but they got there because that's how this whole system works with radicalizing people. Anyway, that's basically my rant, and I wish I had a hopeful ending, but I don't. I have a major problem with what I'm seeing happening on Instagram, on Facebook, on Reddit, in these spiritual and magical communities, and I don't have good answers on how to face it other than trying to address the misinformation with accurate information, other than trying to reach people and say, hey, you're scaring me. But I've lost friends and family when I've tried to tell them that this is scaring me. So, no good answers, but I'm so angry, and I had to share that with y'all. And if you're watching our channel and you are one of those people, I hope you know that I feel like you have blood on your hands, and you are absolutely responsible for how bad things have gotten and how bad things are still going to get. And I do not forgive you, and I do not condone your actions, and I will not be complicit in them, and I wish that the only person you hurt was yourself, but that isn't the case. It's hurting the entire world. And I will not forget, and I will continue opposing everything that you spread, whoever you are. So, be safe out there, everyone. Wear a mask, get the vaccine, wash your hands, and don't go out if you're sick.